حي على الفلاح.
Dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاءُ وَالْأَرْضُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and rush towards the forgiveness of your Lord and a paradise that is as vast as as-samawat wal-ard, the entire heavens and the earth, and it has been promised for al-muttaqeen. And I was, subhanAllah, reading a book called The Principles of Happiness by a man by the name of Jose Addison. He said that there are 3 things that are needed in order to live a happy life. 3 things: something to do, something to love, and something to look forward to. Many times people go through the motions of this life and they don't have any real purpose. No purpose. And here, when we look through these 3 principles, I want you to think about it before we refer back to the Quran. Why is it that we need these 3 things? If you have 2 of them, you will not be a happy person, and this is true Islamically speaking too. But let's look at our lives for a moment. Something to do, something to love, something to look forward to. What happens to people when they retire? What happens to people when they no longer have a necessity of working? You know what they want to do? They still want to work. They start to feel like they're losing meaning in their lives. So that's why you'll see people, subhanAllah, even towards the end of their lives, they have something to love, they have something to look forward to, but they have nothing to do. And because of that, now we need to start thinking of work. They give themselves work. I need to walk around this much every day. I need to do this much every day. Because we all need to feel productive. We need to feel like we're working towards something, or else we feel like there is nothing left. Something to love. Many times people are very busy and they have a lot of work. They make a lot of money. Their businesses are expanding. Their wealth is expanding. Their reputation is expanding. But the family's falling apart. The people that are friends with them are just friends with them because they want their money. And they no longer have any meaningful relationships because success has its price. They've got something to do. They've got something to look forward to, but they've got nothing to love, and life falls apart. The wealth becomes a punishment. The success becomes a punishment in this dunya to them. And then sometimes people have something to do and something to love. But you know what happens to celebrities and people who went after fame? You know what happens to them? They commit suicide in hotel rooms. All they say they want, they start having interviews on TV like Masakeen, poor people, and say, all I want is to be able to go out with my family and have an ice cream cone without a camera in my face. Yes, salam, you had that. Nothing to look forward to. The dunya wasn't all that it was made out to be. Because the only thing that you do is you meet the standards of society. The only thing that you do is you give just enough charity so that people want to say, hey, you need to give some more charity. You go to the masjid just enough so people don't say, hey, you need to go to the masjid. You do just enough. You give just enough back so that people accept you, so that you're meeting society standards. Meeting status quo. Making sure that everything is okay in other people's eyes. Making sure that I'm doing just enough. I give just enough. I do just enough so people will say, MashaAllah, he's a good brother. MashaAllah, she's a good sister. And in reality, you know what you're doing? We put on a pretty face for an ugly relationship, for a very dysfunctional relationship. But society can't know how bad it is. And many times we do that with Allah Azza wa Jal.